I think that should be good now. So we're given that f of -6 is the value we want to solve for. We're given an input and it's -6, and we want to find the output, which will be my y value. So we're solving for f of -6. So Sophia said we should plug in a -6 everywhere we see an x. So just like that. Did I do it okay? Oh, okay, so we're looking at the example on the top right.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's already solved. We're just going to run through it real quick. So we're given f of -6 we want to solve for. So what should I take care of first here? My multiplication or my addition? Multiplication. What's -2 times -6? Positive 12. Two negatives make a positive. And now I just have 12 plus 9. What's 12 plus 9? 21. Perfect. So f of -6 is 21. Does anybody know, by raising their hand, how I would write this as an ordered pair? So how would I write this as x comma y? What's my x value, Michelle?
12 is your x value and 9 is your y value, right?
So which one's my x value?
12.
21. -6 is my x value. And 21 is my y value. So I put my input, my -6, and it spit out my 21.
Yeah, you don't like changing it afterwards?
Yeah, because I plugged in the -6 for x. So that was my x value. And what came out was 21. And since we know f of x equals y, whatever it spit out, that f of -6, that gave me my 21, my y value. Everybody with me so far?
So how do you get -6? Where do you get
We were given that.
Oh.
So it said solve for f of -6. So it said basically solve for this function when I put in -6, when x is -6. So we just got 1 point of this function. And it's -6 comma 21. So let's look at number 1. So this one says we're given this. Can anybody read this for me? Caden, can you read this? Number 1, the function. What's that say? Just right there, what's underlined? Perfect, thank you. So f of x equals -3x plus 2. And for part A, it wants me to solve for f of -4. So what does that mean I'm going to do with -4? Tylon, what am I going to do with -4?
You're going to plug it into the x's?
Perfect, yeah. Everywhere I see an x, now I'm going to put -4 instead. So I'll do -3 times -4 plus 2. And because of PEMDAS, I want to multiply -3 times -4 first. Colin, what's -3 times -4? Perfect, thank you. And then 12 plus 2, what does that get me? 14, awesome. So I plugged in -4 for x, and I got 14 out. So how do we think I would write this as an ordered pair? Braden, what do you think? So I plugged in -4 for x, and I got 14 out. So what's my x value and what's my y value? Yeah, perfect. -4 comma 14. So my input was -4, my output was 14. Everybody feel okay on that? Okay. So now, part B says we want to find f of 5, and then we want to add 8. So my first step here, I want to solve for my unknown. I want to solve for that f of 5. So how would I solve for f of 5? What do you think, Raina?
-3 times 5 plus 2.
Plus 2, perfect. So f of 5 is going to be equal to -3 times 5 plus 2. So first I want to multiply. What's -3 times 5, Trinity?
Negative 15.
Perfect. Negative 15. And then negative 15 plus 2, Kenzie? Negative 13. Awesome. So I put in a positive 5, and I got out a negative 13. So how would I write this as an ordered pair, Haley?
5 is the x.
Uh-huh.
13 is the y.
Perfect, yeah. So 5 was my x value. 5 was my input. What I got out when I solved was negative 13. But the question asked us to find f of 5 and then add 8. What's up, Katie? So negative 3 came from the original. So where'd it go? So we were given that f of x is negative 3x plus 2. So it was the negative 3 times positive 5. So that was like our original function. And so we plugged into that. So what was f of 5? What did we find that to be, Matthias? What did f of 5 end up being? Negative 13. So f of 5 was negative 13, but we wanted to solve for f of 5 plus 8. So if f of 5 was equal to negative 13, and I wanted to solve for f of 5 plus 8, I have a value for f of 5 now, and I just have to add 8. So what's negative 13 plus 8, Jeannie? Not quite. That would be negative 13 minus 8. You're good. Closer. What do you think, Raina? Negative 5. Perfect.
Wait, so you just add 8 to 13?
Yeah, so we were given that we want to find f of 5 and then add 8. So first we had to find f of 5 because we have this function. So we plug into the function, find the output, because this is asking me for an output. F of 5 is an output value. So we got negative 13 when we solved for that. And then we just wanted to add 8. Yeah. It's tricky because we're dealing with almost like meta algebra. Because we've got an unknown, but to find the unknown, we have to solve for other unknowns within the function. Yeah, it's tricky. Lots of plugging in, lots of going back. Okay, but let's try C. So we're going to get a lot of practice with this today. C wants us to find f of 3 and then subtract from it f of 6. So first off, let's just go ahead and find f of 3. So when I've got f of 3, what does that tell me to do with my original function? Charlene, what should I do with my original function? Add 3 where? Yeah, where the x is. Perfect. So I'm going to multiply it by the negative 3. So I'm given a value for x, so I want to put that in my original function where I saw the x, because that's replacing the x. So now I've got negative 3 times 3 plus 2. Jillian, what's negative 3 times 3? Negative 9. Negative 9 plus 2? Perfect. So f of 3 was negative 7. So we got 9 here, and then we added 2. That negative 9 plus 2 got us negative 7. So I've solved for f of 3 now. But my question asked me to find f of 3 and subtract from it f of 6. So I got my first output value, but I need to subtract from it f of 6. So now I've got to find f of 6. So for f of 6, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to plug in a 6 everywhere I see an x. So first, because of PEMDAS, I want to multiply negative 3 times 6. What's up? That's a good question. Let's see if that works. What's negative 3 times 6? 18. Negative 18. Plus 2? Negative 16. So this time we got f of 6 equals negative 16. So could we have just doubled? That was a good question, though. So first we got f of 3 is equal to negative 7. And then we solved for f of 6, which was negative 16. So how do I think I'm going to find f of 3 minus f of 6? Anybody have an idea? What was my value for f of 3? Negative 7. And what was my value for f of 6? Negative 16. So what I want to do is, where I've got f of 3, I'm putting negative 7, because I found that to be the answer. Where I see f of 6, I'm putting negative 16, because that was my answer. So now I've got negative 7 minus negative 16. It is a lot of words. It is. So what should I do? Make it positive. Yep. Yeah, 9. So that is my whole answer, just 9. Are we feeling okay on this so far? Thumbs up or thumbs down? I see some thumbs up. I am going to post this later in case this is a lot, but we've still got another page and a half of practice. So we'll get used to this. So 2, we've got h of x. Is this still function notation, this h parentheses x?
Yeah.
What do we think? Yes. Yeah, so we've got a function of x. It's just called h this time instead of x. So h of x is equal to negative 6x squared. Equal to negative 6x squared plus 18x plus 36. Does anybody know what this is called by chance? Not an operation. It starts with a Q. Close hints. Oh, you're close with the quad. Quadratic. This is a quadratic equation. So any equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, that's a quadratic.
Isn't there like a quadratic formula?
There is, yeah. Negative b plus or minus the square root of 4ac minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yeah, we'll do that soon.
Could we like formula in here?
What's up?
Like, could we like formalize this?
You could. It's not something we need to do for this though, because we're already given values. That's usually when we're finding values. Okay, so if I've got h of 2, Trinity, what should I do with that 2 to find my output?
I would say multiply, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
Multiply? Well, where am I multiplying? Because what's the 2 replacing from the top to the bottom? Where did it sit? From here to there.
Is it replacing x's?
Yeah, so we just put it everywhere we see an x. We're going to put a 2 instead. So, now we're going back to PEMDAS. What should I take care of first? Anybody have an idea? What do you think? Parentheses. So I've got parentheses here and here. But what's the operation between these two numbers here and here? Multiplication. So multiplication comes further down. So first I actually want to take care of my exponents. So I've got an exponent here. What does 2 squared simplified to? 4. So it's going to be negative 6 times 4 plus 18 times 2 plus 36. So now with my multiplication, I want to work left to right. So what is negative 6 times 4? Negative 24. And what's 18 times 2? 36. So now I've got negative 24 plus 36. What's that? But that would be 36 plus 36. That works. We can do that first. So now, 72 minus 24. 48. Perfect. Yeah. So I got 48 as my final answer. So going back, I was given h of x is equal to this function, this quadratic. I wanted to find h of 2, so I plugged in a 2 everywhere I saw an x. So I put a 2 here and here. And then I had an order of operations problem. So we want to go parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So first we took care of the exponent, then we took care of the multiplication, and then we just simplified. And we got 48, and that is our final answer. Is everybody still feeling okay about this? Okay, not going too fast? Everybody's able to write? Let's see how long I last without the cord. Okay, so the second one asks us to find h of 4 and subtract from it h of 1. I'm going to go back over here, I guess. So we want to do h of 4 and subtract h of 1. So I want to find two output values distinct to each of these input values. So I want to solve for when x is 4, then I want to solve for when x is 1, and I want to subtract those values. So for h of 4, what am I going to do with the 4? Where am I going to place it? Where all the x's are, yeah. So I'm going to place 1 by the negative 6, and that's going to get squared. And then I'm going to place 1 by the 18. I'm going to put a 4 here as well. And then I'm going to just add on my 36 here. So I just got 2 x's, so I've got 2 4s now. Okay, so how should I start to simplify this? What do I need to take care of first? Exponent. So what is 4 squared? 16. So I'm going to bring everything down. That's the only thing I simplified. So now think in your head. Don't say it out loud. But what should I take care of next? What should I take care of next? Jillian, what do you think I should do next? Yeah, I want to take care of my multiplication. So which one are you going to multiply first? Yep, left to right. So what's negative 6 times 16? Perfect, negative 96. And I've got one more case of multiplication, so I'm going to do 18 times 4. 72? Yep, 72. So now I've just got addition and subtraction, so I'm going to work left to right. What is negative 96 plus 72? What was it? Negative 24? I think I heard somebody say that. Yep. And then bring down my 36. And what's 36 minus 24? 12. So for my input value of 4, when I plugged in 4 for x, I got an output value of 12. So that tells me h of 4 equals 12. So now I want to find h of 1 because my original question was to find h of 4 and subtract from it h of 1. So I got to find out what h of 1 is now. So to find h of 1, Aiden, where am I going to put 1? Or should I plug it into my equation? My original h of x. What is 1 replacing here? So where do you see an x in my original equation? Up here. So I'm going to put 1 there. And then where else do I need to put a 1? Yep. So where I see that x squared, I'm going to put a 1. So now I've got to simplify. And I'm going to do the same thing, PEMDAS. And I want to do exponent first. So what am I going to get for 1 squared? Bree, what am I going to get for 1 squared? 1. So it's going to be negative 6 times 1 when I simplify that. And I'm going to bring everything else down. Now I've got negative 6 times 1 minus 18 times 1. So I'm just going to have negative 6 and negative 18 when I multiply those out. Now I've got to do... Oh, I'm sorry, that was supposed to be positive. I just realized that. So now I've got negative 6 plus 18 plus 36. So what's negative 6 plus 18, Daniel? Yep. Yeah, good job. Awesome. And now I've got 12 plus 36. Coral, what's 12 plus 36? Perfect, thank you. So 48. So we came all this way to find out that h of 1 is equal to 48. So we first found h of 4 to be 12, and now we've got that h of 1 is 48. Was it 12? I already forgot. 12. Okay. Thank you. So my original question said to find h of 4 and subtract h of 1. So if h of 4 was 12, I want to write 12 there. And I'm going to subtract from it h of 1, which was 48. So I got to do 12 minus 48. What's that, Mox? Right here. Oh, this one. So we got down to h of 4 was 12 and h of 1 was 48, so we're doing 12 minus 48 to find our final answer. Oh, this one's going to be negative because my 48 is bigger. Who's got this? 12 minus 48. Negative 36. Awesome. Thank you. So this is my final answer. So going back, we had an h of x function. We had a function called h of x, and we were told that it equals 6x squared, negative 6x squared, plus 18x, plus 36. We wanted to solve for h of 4 minus h of 1. So we found h of 4, we found h of 1, and we just subtracted the two. That is our final answer. Do you guys feel like you have enough space?
No.
Sorry, I tried to make them bigger this time, but it's still a lot, isn't it? Next one should be a little shorter, though. So we've got h of 5, and we want to subtract 7. So we only have one output value we want to solve for. We just want to find h of 5. So h of x was negative 6x squared plus 18x plus 32. So if I'm given h of 5 that I want to solve for, how do I find my output? Finn, what should I do with 5? Where should I put it? Wherever there's an x. Perfect.
Is it supposed to be 36 instead of 32?
Oh, sorry, what did I put?
No, like down. Instead of 18.
Oh, is it 36? Oh, thank you. Sorry, I should have double checked that. So everywhere there's an x, I want to put a 5. I'm going to put a 5 there. And I'm going to put a 5 there. And then I'm still just adding 36. Okay, so what's my first step, Samora, to simplify this? Okay. Based on PEMDAS. What's the first step here? The exponent, yeah. So what's 5 squared? Perfect, thank you. So Samora told me 5 squared gets me 25. So I'm going to write 25 right there. And then I'm going to bring everything else down. So what should my next step be, Trinity? What should I do next? So we want to simplify this. First we took care of the exponent.
So you're doing PEMDAS?
Yep.
Multiplication.
Yeah, so we're going to do negative 6 times 25. Yeah, negative 150. A good way, this is what I do in my head. If I'm multiplying 25 by something, I think about quarters. If I had 6 quarters, I'd have $1.50. So negative 150. Now I've got 18 times 5. That's 18 times 5. Reagan, do you know that one? 90? Perfect, 90. Because 5 times 10 is 50, 5 times 8 is 40. Add them together. What's up?
Kind of here.
Oh, wait, what did you say?
Can I like go down here?
Oh, like keep writing? Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I should have made them bigger. Oh, and make sure that's 36. I wrote it wrong. Okay, so now I've done all my multiplication. I've taken care of my exponent. So now I just want to combine all these. So first I want to do negative 150 plus 90. What's that, Charlene? Negative 150 plus 90. What is it? 24. Not quite.
Oh no, maybe.
Oh, you got all the way down. Okay.
And then.
Okay. Braden, what's negative 150 plus 90? Close. How far is it from 90 up to 150? What do I add to that? 60, perfect, but it's going to be negative. So negative 60 plus 36. And what did you get for that, Charlene?
It's
Not quite. Oh, wait, no, it is. Sorry. Negative 24, you got it right. Awesome. Okay, so negative 24 is my h of 5. What's up?
I was at the next step.
Oh, what should I do next? Yeah, so I've got h of 5.
So next you plug in negative 7 and you do negative 24 minus 7 and you get 31.
Yeah,
Negative
perfect.
31.
So Sophia said, going back to the original question, I've got h of 5 minus 7. So since we have a value for h of 5 and we know it's negative 24, where I have h of 5, I just put negative 24. I subtract 7, and she got negative 31. So that is our final answer. At the very end, yep. Because we've got two different components. One of them we don't know. We just know it's the output of this function. And the other one we do know. It's just subtracting 7. Perfect. Okay, does anybody have questions so far? What's up, Michelle? Putting it into steps?
Yeah, this took a lot of work, so could they just be like steps?
So I would say steps for this would be like looking at, like let's look at 2. 2 says for h of x equal to negative 6x squared plus 18x plus 36, find each value. So we're given a function. We're given h of x equals this. And since it's a function of x, I only have x. So the first one says find h of 2. So h of 2 means find the value of the output when the input is 2. So plug in 2. And then B, I've just got that, but a little bit more complicated. I have to find h of 4 and h of 1. And then I just do what it tells me. Take h of 1 away from h of 4. It's almost like if I had one of these. Sometimes you'll have a table and it'll say, okay, find h of 2 and add h of 6. So what would h of 2 produce? What's the output? 2. What's h of 6? What's the output? 1. What's 2 plus 1? 3. That's all we did. Except we had to solve for this. Everybody kind of see that? Yeah, I know this stuff is a little tricky. It's more so just wrapping your mind around it, because you guys are more than capable of solving for these and combining integers. I know that, but it's just kind of a different mindset thinking about it. Okay, so let's do number 3. And I think I would like you guys to solve for this actually. I'm just going to walk around and see how it goes. So we want to solve for g of 2. And if you've already done it, go ahead and solve for g of 5 and add 12 to that.
Yes, we're doing find G of 2. Yep, the number 3. Oh, yeah, I thought you meant G of 5. No, you're good. Yeah. Does anybody want me to look at their paper? What? You guys are all done? Yeah. So if I'm given G of 2, what's the other plug in 2? Yeah, do you guys are plugging all of them? Yeah, we're just gonna A real quick. I just wanted to make sure. So everywhere you see an X, you put C instead, and then you just become it. Oh, no, yeah, that's on all purpose. Sorry, it's a little misleading. How you doing? I think I can do it. So everywhere you see an X, you know the 2 instead. So it's going to be 2 times 2 squared minus 3 minus 3. What's the 2 replacement? That. Instead of 2, that's 2. 2. So everywhere you put 2. You need 2 times 2 squared minus 8. No one minus 1.
Okay, so we are running low on time. But what did we get here? What did we get for g of 2? Negative 18.
Yes.
I saw lots of right answers. So we wanted to do 2 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2, and then minus 10. You're confused? Yes, actually, I'm going to snag this from you so I make sure to input that. I don't want to forget. Okay, so we got 2 times 2 squared. So 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2, 8. Minus 16. Minus 10. Yeah. So 8 minus 16, negative 8. Minus 10. It's going to come out to all negative 18. And I'm going to post this on Canvas for anybody who's a little bit confused still. So I'm going to give you guys about a minute or 2 to pack up. So pack up your binder, get ready to go, and if you want to keep your binder in the cabinet, you can do that.